Hey guys, so considering it's currently the Newt Readathon and by the time this gets uploaded it will be halfway through the Newt Readathon, I thought I would do the Harry Potter spells book tag. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right into it. Question number 1, Expecto Patronum, a childhood book connected to good memories. And for this I'm saying the Spiderwick Chronicles because these books were my childhood to a ridiculous degree. I absolutely adored and loved these books, and I just remember having the best time reading them and buying all of the field guides and like pretending that we had brownies in our house and things and looking for like fae things and stuff. I absolutely loved it. I cannot remember a bad time reading these books, and I just picked them back out again from our loft a couple of months ago and I am desperate for a reread. Question number 2, Expelliarmus, a book that took you by surprise, and for that I'm saying Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell because I read this just as I started university after having it on my shelves for quite a few years, and I've been told that it was really good, but I was a bit iffy because I'm not a contemporary fan. I've never liked contemporary books. I don't like romance or anything like that, but I was repeatedly told by my best friend that I was going to absolutely love this book, and obviously everyone was really obsessed with it. So I bit the bullet, and I really enjoyed myself because I've never related to a character like I've related to Kath before, ever. Until that point, I had not found a book where I found a character who was so like me in it, and I didn't mind the romance either, and I didn't mind the contemporary bit, but I was just so taken in by Kath and how much of a fangirl she was and how obsessive she got over things and stuff, and I've never seen that in any media form where it's not like a mocking thing or something to be made fun of. It was really interesting to see a character like me being the main character and the hero of a story, and it just took me by so much surprise. I thought that Kath was going to be a bit of a fangirl, but honestly it was so shocking to me to see just how much of a fangirl she was. It was like Rainbow Rowell had literally just watched me for like 2 or 3 years and then written a book about me. It was so accurate to me. Literally, the character could have only been more like me if she had Asperger's. It was ridiculous, and it just took me by such surprise. I still haven't quite recovered 4 years later. Question number 3, Prior Incanto, the last book you read, Guards by Terry Pratchett. And yes, the bookmark's still in it. Yes, I haven't physically finished it yet, but by the time this video comes up, I will have, because I'm filming this on Monday. This is going up on Friday, and if I haven't read 150 pages in that time, something is seriously wrong. And I am loving this book so far, and this is, funnily enough, my outstanding grade book for Care of Magical Creatures, because as you can see, it's got a dragon on the front, and it is actually all about dragons. So I'm very happy reading this, and it's my first outstanding, so go me. Question number 4, Alohomora, a book that introduced you to a genre you hadn't considered before. And for this I'm saying I hate Fairyland because I had seen comics around. I've been a massive Marvel fan for a few years, but I hadn't actually dipped into the comics. And I read I Hate Fairyland thinking, it'll be a fun, maybe quick read or something, but it made me completely and utterly fall in love with the genre of comic books. And now I have a huge box of comics. I've got a whole load saved on my laptop, on my Kindle. I absolutely love comics now, and I cannot thank I Hate Fairyland enough for introducing me to the genre and completely convincing me of how good it is. Question number 5, Ridiculous, a funny book you've read, Muddle Earth. And fun fact, I always nearly call this Muggle Earth, but it's Muddle Earth. It's a children's novel about a boy who ends up in Muddle Earth, which is basically the Discworld for kids. It's literally Discworld for kids is the way I talk about it. It's just really funny though. It's definitely funnier than Terry Pratchett because it's definitely aimed more at kids, so there's a lot more jokes in it, even though Terry Pratchett's a really funny author anyway. But I absolutely love and adore Muddle Earth. It was one of my favourite books as a kid as well. It's just got some really funny bits in it, like spoons and other bits of cutlery are all dancing down the road to get to a dragon. Literally, there's like the Baron and his wife, and the Baron's completely under the thumb of the wife. You've got an ogre who won't stop crying, a bird that won't stop sassing her wizard companion and things. It's just very, very funny and very, very odd, and I just find it really fun, and it's just one of my favourite children's books, and it really makes me laugh. Question number 6, Sonorous, and I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but a book that you think everyone should know about. And is anyone going to be surprised when I say Failure to Communicate here? Because that book is so important, I think, because one, it's a sci-fi written by a woman, which we should really support anyway. It's got a female main character who also happens to be bisexual and autistic, and very out and proudly so, and polyamorous as well, actually, now that I remember. And I think that's something we should really, really support, and it's well written autism representation as well. I can't quite speak for the bisexuality or the polyamorous side of things, but the autism is so accurate. It blew my mind because it was so like me. It was again like another Kath situation where I was like, this is me in so many ways. And also in this book we have lots of female friendship and different diverse characters from different nationalities, different religions, different sexualities and things like this. Loads and loads of different couples of all different sexualities and things. So you do have a female-female relationship in there, a bisexual polyamorous triangle between men and women times 2, because there's 2 different sets on that side of things. You've got straight couples as well, but you've got so many different sexualities going on and different religious people in there as well in the background of different scenes. I think they come in further into the rest of the series. The main ship captain is an Asian woman, and everybody is so accepting of the main character's autism as well. It's just something that I'm so passionate about after books like Siri with Love coming out and things. I think Failure to Communicate is such a positive message to the autism community, and it's also a really good educational read, I think, for people who aren't autistic, who want to know more about how autistic people think and things like this. I just think it's so important, and it's also a really cool sci-fi novel. And I mean, we can't really turn down cool sci-fi novels, it's just, I absolutely love it, and I think everyone should read it and know about it. It's amazing. Question number 7, Obliviate, a book or a spoiler you wish you hadn't read. Well, Crooked Kingdom, not the book, love the book. The ending. Specifically, the character death at the end. If you've read this, you know what I'm on about. Nope, wasn't okay with that at all. They were probably my least favourite character out of the team, but I wasn't okay with it at all. I mean, I was really, 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 really not okay with it, and I'm now in level 7 denial. And if I could erase that very small section from my mind, I would be extremely happy, because ouch, it hurt. The rest of it hit me in the feelings for different reasons, but that character death was not okay in the slightest. Question number 8, Imperio, a book you had to read for school. Jekyll and Hyde, and I didn't like it. I mean, we got about halfway through in the actual class, and I enjoyed it up until that point and was very, very excited, to the point where my teacher was actually saying I'm rather macabre, which I took quite a lot of pride in. But when I reread it later and actually finished the entire thing, I didn't like it. The first half is really good, building up all the mystery and stuff, but towards the end it was just a bit of a letdown, because you didn't actually get any answers about anything, and it just really, really wasn't for me, and I really wished it lived up to my expectations that I had in high school, Question number 9, Crucio, a book that was painful to read. Please don't kill me, Alice in Wonderland. Really didn't like Alice in Wonderland. I mean, I get that it's a classic, but my brain is entirely logical. Well, maybe not entirely logical, but I work quite a lot on logic, because that's just how my brain works. I don't like illogical things. I like things being linear and making sense and things like that. And this just didn't make sense. It was another one I had to read for school, and I absolutely hated every minute of it, because I found Alice really, 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 really annoying. And I get that she was a kid, but she just cried constantly and made no sense. None of it made sense. I know it's not supposed to make sense, but it just tipped too far into the ridiculous for me, and I just found the characters really annoying, and like I wanted to hit some sense into them, and it was just really painful to read, to be honest, and if I could obliviate that one from my mind, I also would. And question number 10 at last is Avada Kedavra, a book that could kill, and you can interpret this however you want. I'm saying American Gods because of the size of it. Literally, if you drop this on someone's head, even in paperback form, it'll probably kill them. Because, I mean, look at the size of it. It's like 700 pages if it's this edition that's got the short story at the end of it. And, like, the original's like 550 odd pages anyway. It's an absolute brick, and it scared me until I read it, and it still scared me while I was reading it because of the size of it, hence why I read it for Tome Topple. And I really enjoyed the story, but Jesus, it's so big, it could kill. Literally, drop that on your head, you're going to sort of know it, or you may not know it, but you're going to know it. And that's actually the end of the tag. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below with any of your answers for any of these questions or your opinions on any of the books that I mentioned. I'll also leave a link down below to all of my social media if you want to check any of that out. And if you want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here. And over here will be the link to my previous video. But until next time, guys, bye.